Welcome to the world united. Welcome to the world united.
Our next speaker is Mario Oliva. Mario, for the last 16 plus years, had the pleasure to serve thousands of people from more than 20 nationalities in 3 languages all across Europe. His vision is to spread the knowledge, tools, and strategies to consciously build trustful relationships to as many people as possible in order to make the world a more trustful and loving place. He provides stories and metaphors to help people to better understand the psychology and mechanics of human relationships and how to handle both in order to bring them to the next level. His delivery is humorous and you can feel his love for the people. So, today's topic for Mario is the art of connecting, how to create trustful relationships, spirituality, and interfaith unity. Welcome, Mario.
Welcome to you, Oliva. Welcome to the World Parliament on Spirituality, day 1, session 2. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for the invitation and for the opportunity to speak to you. And Julia, thank you very much for the talk that you just gave. It inspired me also. And I think there's a lot of connection between our two talks. And so, yes, I'm going to start now. My name is Mario. I'm expert for emotional intelligence and for human behavior. And well, at this point, I want to make a cut. So what has happened between us so far? Okay, more maybe you with me or the people, some of you I can see, but what has happened? It's the first impression. And you have all heard of the first impression and that there's no second chance for a first impression and so on and so forth. But what also happens is that we make a snap judgment of other people because our brain has one main task. And the main task of our brain is to keep us safe and alive. And therefore, whenever we meet people, we make snap judgments and we put them in one of 4 categories, okay? So the categories are, first one is the friend category. Who do I put in the friend category? I put people there who are similar to me, who have a similar behavior, who look maybe similar, who speak similar, because we are used to think in tribes. Yeah, we come from tribes and this thinking is still in us. And therefore, whenever we meet somebody who is similar, we think, okay, he or she is from my tribe, and so therefore there's no harm. So the second category is the enemy category. So those are people, or maybe we put people there whose behavior we cannot understand, or maybe they behave totally different and we don't agree how they behave. And so we put them there. The third category is the non-relevant category. Imagine wherever you are in your country now, wherever you are in the world, imagine a big city and a lot of people passing by. So you don't judge everybody. Okay, so there's this non-relevant category. And then the fourth category, it's my favorite category. It happened to me 21 years ago. It's love at first sight, potential partner category. And so whenever we meet somebody, we put him or her in one of those 4 categories. And what also happens whenever we meet somebody for the first time is that we open what I call a relationship bank account, which means now I started some relationship bank accounts with the people here and you with me. And from now on, our relationship is going, which means now I can make some plus or I can make some minus. And the currency of the relationship bank account is emotions. And this is very universal. So wherever, or doesn't matter which country or culture you're from, those are universal mechanics. in relationships. And so now if I do stuff that you like and it triggers good emotions in you, so my level or my bank account grows. And with the growing bank account, our relationship becomes closer and closer, and trust is building up. But there's also the other side. If I trigger negative emotions in you, then the bank account goes lower and lower and lower, which means our relationship goes further apart, and trust obviously is going to be lost. And so now it's, if we have this in mind, then it's very, very interesting. So how do I trigger good emotions? And everybody has what I call a different emotional compass. Okay, so which means you put the value, the emotional value on things in your surroundings. Okay, so if I now trigger you and or say something, for example, I say I don't like trees, which is total nonsense now. Just okay, you know. So then I might trigger somebody with a good emotion. He is similar to me, and with somebody else, I might trigger negative emotions. So everybody has his or her own emotional compass. And where does this come from? And how can we deal with this? And now I want to share with you 3 insights, because with 16 plus years of experience working with thousands of people, I saw some mechanics in human relationships. And I want to share 3 insights with you that can help you build more trustful relationships. And since those 3 insights, from my point of view, are universal, it will work in every country that is watching. Okay, so the first insight is everybody lives in his or her own reality. And imagine we have 7.5 billion people on the planet, and therefore we have 7.5 billion realities. And your reality is just one of so many. But what do? Very often we tend to believe or to think that other people have to see the world exactly like I have to see it. And whenever I come across somebody who sees something differently, then I might start arguing. And how can we deal with this? Okay, so I give you an example. For example, if I tell you oranges are the best fruit in the world, okay? So there might be some people who have a similar reality, and they say, yes, of course. And others who might like pears more, they say, no, it's pears. And then I say, no, it's oranges. And then the other person says, no, it's pears. And so what we are doing now, we are fighting for whose reality is the real reality. And we should stop that. We should really start thinking, hey, I have a reality, the other person has his or her reality. And what did I do wrong by saying oranges are the best fruit in the world? I made my reality count for everybody, which means now if you think differently, you might feel attacked, or you might feel you're harmed because I make you wrong if you think differently. So one hint, one tip in this case is to speak in perspectives. Because if I say, from my point of view, oranges are the best fruit in the world, then nobody can attack that, because nobody can say, no, this is not your point of view. And therefore we come in a different dynamic in communication. Okay, so this is the first insight. Adding some more is we have to respect that there are different realities, that everybody has a right to have his or her own reality. And if we meet somebody, it's very, very important that we start exploring the reality of the other person. Okay, so because many times we assume. Okay, so we go there and we think, this person thinks this or that. He is like this or that, but we don't know anything about the reality, about the background, about the experiences that this person has made, and so on. And therefore, always talk in perspectives, try to explore the reality of the other person, and also share your reality and look for similarities in the two realities. So this was the first insight about realities, different realities. The second insight is that it's very important to listen. So now you might say, that's obvious, yeah, we have to listen. But there are two ways to listen, okay? And I want to present them to you. So the first art or kind, how you can listen to somebody, is listen to connect, which means I listen to you as you speak, and I try to find the things that I can value. I can try to find the things that are similar in our both realities, and that make us connect. And the other kind of listening is listen to reject, which means I listen to you, but I'm only searching for the arguments that are wrong or that I can make wrong, or for stuff that I don't like. And so which means it also triggers a different dynamic in interpersonal relationship, the way we listen to somebody. So my suggestion would be to always go for listen to connect to somebody. Then you will find different things. You will find the similarities between both of you, and not to listen to reject, because this is makes us grow apart instead of growing together. Okay, so this is the second insight. And the third insight that I want to share with you, I want to start with a little exercise. So basically, or actually, it's two exercises. So the first exercise is, and I would like you to show me a hand or something if you have the result in your head, okay? So the first exercise is, imagine a beautiful tree with the sun in the back. So whenever you got it, show me a hand. So, okay, yeah. So this is going pretty quick, because why is it like this? Because you have seen this 1,000 times and it's your experience. And so you go there very quickly. Yeah, when I say, hey, please imagine a tree with sun in the back. Second exercise is, please calculate now. This is a math exercise, but without calculator, without writing down, just in the head, okay? How much is 17 times 89? So whenever you got it, show a hand. No calculator. Please. Okay. So far, no answer. And this is what we are looking for now. Okay, so I give the answer now. So it's 1,513. But what does this exercise show us? It shows us that we have two systems in our head. And there is one Nobel Prize book by Daniel Kahneman, which is called Thinking Fast and Slow. And he says, basically, I mean, this is a huge book. He won a Nobel Prize for it. But one information is that there are two systems in our head. One is thinking fast. The other one is thinking slow. And the fast thinking is more or less the experience that we have and the programs that we developed during the years. So as I said in the beginning, our main task, or the main task of our brain, is to keep us alive and safe. And with this, we have learned how to behave in our world, so to stay safe and to stay alive. And those programs are there. And neuroscience says that 80 to 90% we are every day, we are on autopilot, which means you do the same stuff every day automatically, and just like 10% consciously. And this is also what Julia said before, that the consciousness to do stuff consciously, to feel the leather or when you wash the dishes, to feel the warm water and all that. Yeah. So this has to be done consciously. But unfortunately, we have those programs. Unfortunately, on one hand, because they guide us through life, and they keep us safe and alive. And on the other hand, those programs might also be not useful, because imagine you have a colleague, you have a partner, you have maybe a boss, and you always have the same situation, and every time in the situation you get into a fight. Okay? So, which means that you are running your program and the other person is also running the auto program, because every time you come together and the situation happens, you end up in a fight. And so there, I would say, hey, cut, really go from the fast thinking to the slow thinking. This is what you did with the math exercise. It was very slow because you really had to use your head, your brain, yeah? And so really actively was thinking very consciously. And this is also with relationships. So my suggestion would be that if you go into an interaction with somebody, consciously design this interaction with this person. Get out of the autopilot and consciously design the interaction with this person by exploring their reality, by showing your reality, by finding similarities. And so those are the 3 insights that I wanted to share with you. From my point of view, as I told you, they are universal and they should work in your country, in your culture as well. And my take-home message for this talk is, and I saw this once in a sauna. It was a citation on the wall, and I love it. And the more I think about it, the more I love it. So, and you can use it for people also and for relationships. So this quotation is, everything is beautiful that you are watching through the eyes of love. And I would like you to really go out there with the eyes of love and make good connections and trustful relationships in order to unify the world. Thank you very much.